Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in San Diego, California, where it's sunny but a little chilly because the wind is blowing like crazy. You'll probably be able to hear it after a while. We had a nice storm blow through day before yesterday. Dumped a bunch of rain, which we always like here because it also means snow in our mountains and in Northern California, which is where we get our water from. So that's a good thing. So I hope you guys had a nice weekend and you got some stamping in. And we are going to use the Hats Off bundle today, thanks to my friend Carol, who said, you have got to try this. And she was right. I love it. I made a zillion cards. We're gonna make one of them today, but I'm also gonna show you the other zillion that I did make. Sorry, just trying to find us online and make sure that I'm live. Anyway, so just want to get you up to date a little bit on what's going on in the Stampin' Up world. Okay, good, I'm on. And I know you guys know all this already, the All Together set, that it will be in the annual catalog, I think just the markers, which are starting to sell out. And remember too, Stampin' Up's not letting us do back orders anymore. So if we don't have something, it's gone till we get it back. Usually at least a few weeks, sometimes a month out, depends where it comes from. The stamps they make here, Stampin' Up makes them in Utah. And so the stamp sets we get back in fairly quickly, but not always the other stuff. So anyway, the All Together suite, the markers, which is all the different skin tones, will be back in stock, at least by the time our new catalog goes live, because they're in there. But the paper and the bundle, etc., are just while supplies last. And then the Waves of the Ocean, we're actually going to be using some of that paper today in our card. That is live now, and that bundle will be in the annual catalog, but the paper and the foil and the jewels are just while supplies last. And I know I promised you a card with that today, but I got sidetracked with this bundle. So I'll be hopefully working on that for next week. And then the other really exciting thing, oops, I'm going to turn you down and show you, hold on a sec, whoops, sorry about that, I printed this off, is this new sale that's going on right now. All right, turn you down so you can see, which just started, this Savings in Bloom. Whoops. We're not getting it all on. Anyway, the Savings in Bloom is just to show you all this stuff that's 20% off. And starting with our little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which we will be using today. Regularly $60, now on sale for $48. And then there's a whole bunch of bundles that instead of the 10% off by bundling, now you're going to get 20%. And every single one of these bundles fits in the little mini cut and emboss. So we've got all squared away. And some of these bundles are bundles that were no longer bundles in the annual catalog, but they're bundling them back up to give you that savings still. Art Gallery, Beauty of Friendship, the sunflowers, which we're seeing a lot of right now as people are trying to show support to Ukraine, the pansies, hydrangeas, garden wishes, quiet meadow, the seascape, sweet as a peach, wildcats. I think this one may already have some stuff that you can't get. There's at least one of them that's already starting to sell out. What's cooking and welcoming windows. So all of these fit in the mini machine and are 20% off on the bundles. And then just one plug for my classes coming up. This Saturday I got a brand new beginner class. Had a lot of fun with that last weekend. We're going to be kind of going on, or if you're brand new again and in San Diego, starting over. And then Sunday my regular class, where we'll be at least doing a bridge card and a bunch of spring cards. So let me know if that sounds fun. So what are we doing today? We are working with this Hats Off bundle. I'll just show you the stamp set first, the hat, and then all these little things that are little emblems that you can put on. Hey Pat, I got somebody watching at least. And then the die set. And the really adorable thing about the die set is, first of all, it's got all this stitching for your hat, and it's got, this is my favorite thing in here, this little baby hat. You can see I got a couple of them right here. And this little baby hat has this little stitching on it. And basically, on all the cards I made, when I cut out the hat, I cut out a baby hat, and then I stick it inside. So back to the one that we are making today. So this is some of the Waves of the Ocean paper right here. And you can see the little baby hat on the inside. So let's make it. So first thing, we'll get to this later, is you're going to stamp your hat. And it's definitely easier to cut this out after you've stamped it, because I made the mistake of going, oh, I'm just going to cut this out in a whole bunch of different things, and then guess what? It's not easy to go back then and stamp it, and it looks really nice with the stamp. Okay, the other thing, whoops, I got some little fibers from my stamp pad. The other thing is watch this little tail over here, because you start going like this, or see, I like on these bigger ones to put them down upside down like this and do it. And I noticed a couple times I missed that little brim part of the hat. Oops. And let's try to do this the right way by stamping it on your piercing pad, because it is a photopolymer stamp and you want a nice, clean, crisp image there. Okay, so let's cut that out. And lo and behold, this actually does fit in our cut and emboss machine. Now, I do want to show you about lining this up. I'm hoping you can see this. Sometimes on the darker paper especially, I had trouble lining up lines. So I like to kind of find that little beanie bump and then kind of move up into it. When I was doing this on a lighter shade, it was easier to see that you were cutting that out right, because that seemed to kind of be a problem if I didn't get it right. And then you can see hopefully the line that's in here of the brim. Where'd my stamp go? Oh my gosh, I already moved my stamp out of the way and can't find it. But this is the line from the brim fits in there. Oh, here it is. These two, you know, can follow that line all the way down. Okay. And then you can always also put a little bit of washi tape over it if you're having trouble. Remember I said every time I run this, I cut at least one of these little hats out. And even if I don't use it, it's been really helpful to have some extras, and I'll show you why in a minute. We are going to use this again. I don't know why I didn't stamp everything, but all right. And then you can see what I meant about the little point on the beanie getting cut out right. And then this is our little baby hat. Isn't he cute? Don't you want one like that? This, you know, you could put this little hat on a whole bunch of these little animals we have too. Like the otter might like a little hat. Okay, so next step on this hat, which you probably didn't really notice on here, is I actually texturized the hat. And I did that by running it through with the Tasteful Texture Textile Embossing Folder. So I am going to just do that, I think, off camera because it doesn't fit in my mini one. And it's just easier to do it than to bring up my big one. And all right. So now it's just texturized a little. Can you see that? It's kind of cool. All right, so let's put that out of the way. Stamp a little bit more stuff here because we need our little happy birthday and we need our little emblem thing. Now the other thing is it does come, like I said, with all these different ones. I'm just going to use that Life is Great. Perfect. And then I've got some stitched rectangle here, and we're going to do that with, this is the happy birthday. Oh, see, it likes to pick up that little corner. See that little corner? Not a good thing. This is like just a little car washing chamois. You could also use a baby wipe or any white cloth. And if it does that a bunch, like I said, I'll cut that little sucker off there. Anyway, this is the happy birthday from the Flowing Flowers. And it fits just perfectly in that stitched rectangle. I'm using the Night of Navy ink, and that hat was Night of Navy also. And I think, yep, I'm done stamping. But what I want to do now is cut that out. And there's another little hint here. All of these little guys come with something in the middle, with a separate one that will put stitching around in the middle there and then cut it out. But they're two separate ones. So what I've done is just taken some washi tape, tried to center it in there, and then I can just keep reusing it and not having to futz with it every single time I'm using it. So again, back to my little baby one. This is the kind of stuff why I love this baby one. I like having it just basically sitting on my craft table, and then I don't have to do anything. Go backwards, just to cut something out because it's sitting there waiting for me. And see how it's, can you see the embossed part on there? And then it folds up so you could take it like crafting with you. And then the other thing I like is, well, all of the big one and the little one, they have all the directions on what to use where, and that's just really, really helpful. The big one does that too. All right, so I think we're ready to make our card here. That's the card we're making. So I think, Pat, I don't know if anybody else is on here, but you're going to help me make a decision about something. So get ready to write something. So this is just a regular 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock. This is Pacific Point, scored in the middle at 4 1/4. Okay, and we're going to put it in the landscape mode. And then we've got, this is some of that Waves of the Ocean paper. The other side is just as pretty. I hadn't thought about using that side of it. Like the other one, it's more dramatic. And this piece is 3 by 5 1/4. And then the black is just an 1/8 of an inch bigger all the way around. Instead of 1/4, I just wanted, see, I could use it like this, but again, I thought it made it look more dramatic to have that just little piece of black around there. Okay. All right, so hi Susan. So we got a couple people watching, so you guys have to help me decide here in terms of, here I'll put this up here as if it's ready so I can give you time. Do we want a black frame? This is Night of Navy that I stamped in. I used a Night of Navy frame around it before. That's going to go there. Or we could use the Pacific Point. So help me out. Like I said, with the other one I chose Night of Navy, but I want you guys to help with it. We'll take a little vote here. So we've got Pat, Louise, Susan, not sure who else is watching, but if you guys want to tell me what you want to do here, that would be helpful. And I'll just keep gluing stuff. So this is our little, see how can you see the stamped image? There's a little space in there. That's where this goes. Move it over just a little. And then I put some, oh, here's another little fun tip. So see where that stitching is? If you just kind of fold it up like this and put some dimensionals just under the brim and one little baby one right at the front, it'll pop it up like this and it'll be a little bit more 3D. Now if you want to pop the whole thing up, that's fine too, but I liked having the brim a little higher. The other thing I tried one time is I put dimensionals on everything, and then I put double dimensionals. So take the thing off and put another one on to raise up the brim a little bit. I just like that effect that you get by raising it up. So push it down. I'm just trying to hold the glue because it kind of wants to pop up a little bit. All right, and then we'll do the inside. And I like to write on the inside of my cards, so I quite often don't have a sentiment on the inside. But I also like to have a little something something on the inside. And for me, with these cards, my little something something is one of these little baby hats. I just think they're adorable. All right. I'm not seeing any comments, so I guess I'm just going to go ahead and use my Night of Navy again. Oh, you know what I did forget, and I did this when I actually made it, is I want to put some twine around it. Now, I have a son, he's now 25. In fact, soon he will be 26. And I used to do all my crafting just sitting at the table, so I was watching TV with the guys, with him and my husband. And so they were always my, this is just, sorry, some twine from the, what is this called? Baker's Twine Essentials Pack, and it has just all the neutrals there. But I thought, you know what? This way I get a little just something extra here. And honestly, I had to do this with my other one too because I wanted to do it and then I forgot, and here we are again. I can't believe I forgot again, even though I put this very prominently there so that I would remember. But we'll just have to glue it down again. I'm trying to just separate them out a little bit so you can tell that there's two of them. Whoops. Maybe what I can do is I'll take a little piece of double-sided tape and at least glue down one side here. All right. And now we'll repair what mess we did. So don't do this at home. But we all know these things can be fixed, right? Anything can be fixed. Or start it over if it's making you frustrated. But now I'm going to have to hold it a little bit because we want that glue to set up a little bit. Shh, now no one will know, right? All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and use this Night of Navy one again. I liked it before. Again, these are both just the stitch rectangles. And then another quick little hint, if you are putting something on top of a ribbon or something, you know, the tendency is to want to put these right in the middle. Well, then your dimensionals are sitting right on top of that twine, and it won't stick very well. In fact, I'm gonna, I think, put another one on each side. So the twine will kind of go through there, and the dimensionals will be above and below it, and that way it will actually stick a little bit better. Anyway, what I was saying about making guy cards is I'd sit there and I'd make a guy card and I'd be, how do you like this? And they'd be like, Mom, it has bling on it. It has ribbon. Guys don't do ribbon. We don't do bling. And it's like, well, that's what makes it pretty. And they're like, no, 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 no. So I learned you can do twine on a guy card. You can do plain ribbon if you just put one little strip, no bows, no bling. But that's okay, we got girl cards to do that with. So there's our cards, but don't go away yet because I have a whole ton of other cards to show you using this same set. And then the other thing I want to do is I want to show you how to use, well, let me show you one of the cards first that uses some, no, I'll show you as we go. But this is stamping on a piece of DSP, and when you're using the DSP, you know, most hats don't look like this. If they have a color or print or anything, only part of it is. So if you go like this and you cut right along there, then you can separate these and you can have just the brim being like that or just the hat being like that. And when I do that, I don't think a one that I've cut out already. Maybe I did. Here we go. It's not, I have one even the right color. There we go. All right, so here's a hat I cut out in the Evening Evergreen. And this was my way, easiest way I found if I wanted to make a hat like that, is then I would put it on like this and just put it right over, line it up so you can't even see it, right over the other one, okay? And then take another solid colored hat and make the brim like that. And so from one set of DSP hat, you've got two different looking hats right here. Let me get the other one. I think I have another one. There we go. There we go. And so you can do that and make two different cards. And now I'll show you some examples of that. So first off, some more guide cards. So here's an example of using the DSP. So they're separate DSPs, but I could have put this one down in here. So it says, to the guy that wears many hats. And so these are two different hats. This paper is in the 6x6 in color paper. This paper, I don't know if you recognize it, but that's in the Wildcat paper. And then the third green evergreen, Evening Evergreen paper, that's actually the backside of one of the pansy papers. Makes great masculine cards, the backside of that one. So I've been using that a lot for my masculine cards. And here's another one. Remember I said I'm cutting out those little baby hats every time I use them? Well, here's one of those baby hats, just, you know, all lined up. I put it on some of the new vellum, and you probably can't see it has like the little street map on it, and the paper that goes with that play ball or something like that paper. This is some more of that paper, and actually this is the back side of one of those papers. If you notice, I did use the same sentiment on a lot of them. And don't tell him, but this is going to be my son's birthday card because we're in San Diego. This is the San Diego Padres colors. And if you're, you know, person that you're making one of these types of hats for likes a certain ballpark team, you know, ball team or whatever, major league team, just go on their website and take their logo and print it, and then just stick it on there. You could even cut it out probably with one of those little dies. Okay, now bling. So then I went on to girl hats. So this is the little cheetah print from the Playful Prints, I think it is. It's in the annual catalog, Playful something. It's one of the host things that you get, this huge pack of paper. Again, this is the printed vellum, and just a lot of little flirty flamingo in black and bling, the iridescent rhinestones. And in fact, if you order $75 from me in this month, I will send you a pack of those iridescent rhinestones. And you can see here they look pink, but you stick them on something else and you'll see coming up. Did I use them again? I can't even remember. But you stick them on other things and they look different colors depending on what you're doing. And then these are two. Remember how I showed you how to cut the paper in half? Okay, so we got two different hats out of it. And I did use my Stamparatus to get this nice little happy, happy, happy from the Biggest Wishes. So here's some more of those iridescent rhinestones. And then even more blinged out and fancy is I took some of the Artfully Aware, I think that's what it's called, paper. I put all this stuff back just now so I don't have it with me. But again, from the annual catalog. This is from the same hat that I stamped and cut apart. And you notice I actually did not stamp on this paper because I didn't think it would look good. I just thought, you know what? Let's do it without stamping. I don't want lines down in here. And then, what's this, the back side of? Saving the same paper. This is the back side of one of the other ones, and the Hello Fabulous comes from that stamp set that has the lipstick and that stuff in there. But isn't that amazing how different it looks whether you're doing guy cards or girl cards? And that's what's so fun about this set. So this is the Hats Off set, and you can find it in the annual catalog, and hopefully you'll have just as much fun as I did playing with it. So don't know if you guys have a little favorite or not, but hold on, I'm gonna play it back up. We've got a bunch of people watching now. All right, but hopefully you will have as much fun as I did playing with this, and I will see you next Monday. If you want more about the measurements, it'll be on my blog later today once I get on the computer and put it all in there, all the measurements and all the card pieces. And then I've taken pictures of all those cards that I just showed you, and they'll be on my blog probably tomorrow, so that you can just see them a little more closely. And I probably won't be as detailed right up because there's too many of them, but I'll tell you at least what I used. So take care, everybody, and I will see you on next Monday at 1 o'clock Pacific time. Bye.